Okay, so welcome to the Sunday Night Coach Basics call. Thank you, Mandy, for being here live in Zoom. And, that's a good thing because I know Mandy has been unable to make a few calls. So this isn't a bad thing that,
Yeah.
me and Mandy are hanging out. But so for those of you that can't watch, hopefully or can't join us, hopefully you're going to watch the recording. I just wanted to go over a couple things as far as what you can expect your last week. We're a little off for some reason, and that's obviously no one's fault but mine. So this week, what I think we're going to do is I'm going to post the last couple. I think I'm too off for some reason. I'm going to post the last couple. We'll use this week as a catch-up week so you can go through any material if you need to. You can rewatch any videos you need to. You can ask questions on some things that you're like, okay, this isn't making so much sense to me. Can we maybe discuss this? And I would be more than happy to do that, or your coach. So that's what we're going to kind of use this week for. So go ahead and use this week to kind of catch up, take a breather. Obviously, don't take a breather from working your business because we got the last couple days of the month here. So I hope everybody is shooting for Success Club 5. I know Mandy is very close, if not.
Hopefully.
If not, have it. I looked in the back office today, but I know sometimes it could take like up to 48 hours. And I just think it's really awesome because, obviously I want you to win that ticket to Summit. That's the big thing. Success Club starters is awesome because that ticket to Summit is so cool. And we'll get into a little bit more about that as well. But that's one thing I wanted to give a shout out to. Also, you completed your coach training academy. So that's another thing I wanted to give you a shout out for. So way to go. Like I said, I know it's not the most fun stuff, but hopefully you kind of learned a lot and got the basis of your business set up, whether it be your direct deposit, your websites. You kind of know where to send people now, and Mandy's kicking butt. She's going to be going Emerald very soon, made Success Club 5. So just keep doing what you're doing and just keep being awesome. I was hoping Debbie would get on the line. She might be on her way back because she is jumping in head first in her business too, and she decided to take her mom to a Super Saturday today. So I thought that was totally cool. That was her first event. And so whenever you watch this, Debbie, and I'll post in the group too, but we definitely want to hear about your first Super Saturday event. I remember my first one. They're all really, really awesome, but the first one you just kind of leave like, whoa, that was so cool. You probably leave crying, because you hear these awesome motivational and inspirational transformation stories. We had a couple people at our Super Saturday that had just lost 100+ pounds and had changed their lives, and it just really connects you to what we're doing. We saw a great video from corporate. We had some successful coaches get up there and give us some tips, some really great nuggets on how to move our business forward. So I can't stress these live events enough. It starts with Super Saturday, and they're held all over the country. The next one's going to be in January, although the exact date hasn't been posted yet. I know last January it was January 11th, so I'm sure it will be around that Saturday. And I'm sure that will be posted very soon. So they are every 3 months. So they're for a year. And I can't stress it enough, you guys. I went to my first one in Northern Michigan, and I didn't know anybody. I went by myself, and there's some really successful coaches in Northern Michigan. So it was a great event. And it's not just about going to this event, but it's about where you start to network with your local coaches. It's where you start to meet your Beachbody family. It's where I started to consider it a family, because what you guys will find when you start going to these live events is that you're plugging into the most just amazing motivational network, because everyone's doing personal development. Everyone wants to better themselves. Everyone wants to better the world. They want to help other people. So you really do meet the most amazing people who are genuinely interested in hearing who you are and seeing you succeed. When I moved out to here to the Seattle area, I didn't know anybody. And I got plugged into this Pacific Northwest coaches group just on Facebook. And they welcomed me with open arms, and they're just like the most amazing group of people. I have girlfriends now. Yesterday I was getting ready to leave. I'm on the market council now, so I helped set up the event. I was supposed to be there early, and my car wouldn't start. So I literally sent 2 texts, and this whole van full of girls was like, we're right by your exit. We'll swing by and pick you up. But it's just amazing. So definitely the live events, like I said, starts with Super Saturday, but from there, you kind of go to Summit. And then anyone who's been to Summit, that's once a year. And it's in June, and this year it'll be next year it'll be in Nashville. For those of you that are not on it, get on the waiting list, because it doesn't cost anything to get on the wait list. And for those of you who have not been to Summit, it will rock your world. It will blow your mind. I can't even put it into words. But it's just motivation, inspirational. You go into training sessions from the top coaches. You get to network. You get to meet your team Aloha. There was a bunch of us there. There's going to be a ton of us there this year. But like I said, it's where you start to meet coaches. Like I said, I started going to Super Saturdays, and I probably met like maybe a couple people the first time I was there. I was so quiet. I was just kind of sitting there observing. And each time I went, I'd meet a few more people. I went to Summit. I met 20 to 30 people. Then I went on to the cruise, and I met 30 to 40 more people. And now I've met this network of coaches out here, and I know over 100 people. So it's like, now that I'm so plugged in, it's so real. This is my family. I know that there's no way I'll quit. They'll never let me quit. They would not let me disappear. So obviously, I can't stress it enough. I want to definitely see all of you going to the next Super Saturday in January. So the way that I look at it too, and I don't know if I've said it before in this group, but let's say you have a full-time job and your boss tells you, okay, you have to go to these 4 events. They're on a Saturday, but it's 4 per year, but you're going to get this big bonus. Make it happen. I know every single one of you, me included, would schedule around those events, and we would schedule family things around that event. We would say, we can't have the kid's birthday party that day. Mommy has a special work outing she's got to go to that her boss told her to go to. So I'm just saying, make them important. Look at them as investing in your business, because they are priceless when it comes to your business. So put the next Super Saturdays on your calendar. Get on the wait list for Summit. Like I said, it doesn't cost anything to get on the wait list. And you can see where you're at in your business when they call you, and you can say yay or nay. But even while you're on the wait list, while you're earning Success Club, you're kind of earning money towards the cruise too. Or not the cruise, the Cancun trip, the Success Club trip. So I recommend getting on both of those wait lists. Because you're still earning dollars, and you might just turn around and be like, whoa, I just paid for a vacation, honey. Look, we're going to Cancun all inclusive. So holla. That's what I did. I didn't realize I had paid for the cruise. I'm like, whoa, I just paid for the whole thing. And I turned around and like, whoa, I made Success Club every month this year, so I'm getting an extra $500. Like, that's pretty sweet. I'm going to do that again next year. So that's all I wanted to stress about that. So the live events, really important. So what's next? You guys might be thinking, what's next? There's a couple things. I don't want you guys to feel like, who joined us too? Hi, Jessica. I don't want you to feel like, okay, I just went through this Coach Basics. I'm supposed to know the basics. I should be able to run my business now. This is a process. And I can tell you that this is definitely not a get-rich-quick scheme. I really think that first year you are building your business, you're building your belief, you're building your knowledge. And then I really feel like that second year you kind of move into then helping your coaches build their business and their dreams and their beliefs. So that's kind of how I feel about it. You might have to go through Coach Basics 2 or 3 or 4 times, or you might want to see the way other teams are doing it. I'm still going into different Coach Basics that other friends and different teams are running, because it's great to see how people are doing things. And depending on where you are in your journey and where you are with your personal development, you might hear something that might make different sense or sit with you differently, so it's kind of like where you are as you start hearing these things is when it kind of starts to click with you. So all of this information is going to be up on YouTube. If you want to get involved with other groups in Team Aloha, I know Marissa runs a Coach Basics group. Lauren runs a Coach Basics group. You're always welcome into another one of mine if you want to, they all have different energy. But you'll always have access to this information. So do what you got to do with it. And as far as what's next, I definitely want to welcome or invite you to the Aloha Accountability Group. Like I said last week, it really is just a group of women right now. I'm not saying we discriminate. We'd welcome some men. But right now it's a group of 5 of us women that just really want to succeed and we want to hold each other accountable. And it's a little less read this post and do this homework kind of thing. It's more, okay, Mandy and Jessica, what areas are you struggling in with your business? What areas do you feel that you need to be held a little more accountable for? Maybe what areas are you struggling in? Let's do a little bit of role play. So it's very organic. We're sharing things from top coaches in there. It's really more of where we go into thinking and talking and acting like entrepreneurs and business builders. And it's been really successful. So that's kind of more of what that group is about. So you're obviously all welcome to that. For the 2 of you that just joined us, I was telling Mandy, for some reason, I'm 2 days off on the post. So this week, we are going to post those 2 posts, but I'm going to let you guys use it as a catch-up week or a review week, any material you need to go back through or questions you need to ask. And then we're going to have one more Zoom call next weekend where we're going to go through that business docs folder, because there's a lot of stuff in there that you guys don't even know you have access to. And you're going to ask me, like, where can I find this? And I would be like, oh my God, you have amazing things in your folder. So I have found that it's beneficial to have one more call. If you guys, well, I hope you don't make me do it alone, but I can tape it and just post it. But if that's the call, I'll probably ask you ahead of time, because then I can tape it anytime. But I think that's important too, because you guys have a lot of really great things in that folder to help you get started, or to help you maybe when you're a little further down the road and you enter into a different phase. So that's what this week's going to be about. If you want to go into the Aloha Accountability Group, I'm going to join you with the girls that are already in there. So Debbie, Sarah's in there. My Deb is in there. Who else is in there with us? Kristen is in there, and Nadia's in there. So you're more than welcome. You don't have to. You can also peek your head into Team Aloha, or also get with your upline coach and ask them what kind of groups they know of that are going on. I mean, Marissa and Lauren are always running groups. So you're more than welcome to post in Team Aloha and see what everybody has coming up. So it's just kind of up to you. I would definitely recommend getting with your coach and just kind of talking to them about where you're at, what questions you have, and maybe they can point you in the right direction. But whatever you do, stay connected. Stay connected, even if it's just with a success partner. If you're staying connected in a group or whatever, which kind of leads me into my next thing. I'm sure you guys have heard some rumblings about this fall classic. Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I highly recommend getting involved in it. And I know some of you might be thinking, well, I don't feel like I'm far enough along, or I don't feel like, I'm making Success Club points or have, a lot of people to talk to. It's not about that. Beachbody holds contests like this just to motivate us, inspire us. There's a lot of goal-driven people that work in this kind of business, so it kind of drives them to want to do better. And I'm going to be straight up, they offer really awesome prizes. So I have won all kinds of cool stuff, whether it be duffel bags. I just won the really cool Pio tank. I'm not sure if you guys saw us posting about it. A hydration pack, which is sweet because I'm a hiker now out here. So I've won all kinds of really cool stuff. It's just to have fun with. It's not meant to stress you out, that to push you beyond belief. I mean, if it gives you that little extra fun push, that nudge, okay, great, but it's not meant to drive you into the ground or to stress you out about being in a contest. Usually the Team Cup has 4 people on a team, and I think the reason they're doing the Fall Classic has 2, because I think they're really stressing the importance of success partners and accountability partners. So I know in some of Marissa's groups, she pairs people, but I really feel like to be successful as Success Club or accountability or success partners or accountability partners, you have to have that connection. I have different partners that maybe provide different things. So I have some partners on some other teams, so we exchange information about how we're kind of doing things, which is really helpful to have a partner from another team because they bring all kinds of new info to the table. You can even run groups with them. There's nothing saying that you can't run a group with someone you meet on another team. I know I'm in the training. I'm going to start the training for the girls out here. They just devised a new 21-day training, and I want to see how they're doing it, so I'm going to jump in there. So It can be someone in this group. It can be someone on Team Aloha. It could be someone you meet at Summit. Or a Super Saturday. You never know where you're going to meet your success partner, but I strongly recommend having one. And even if you have a mentor, let's say a business-minded mentor, someone that's opened their own business or is a doctor or, is someone you admire professionally, you could even approach them and ask them to be your success partner. It doesn't have to be someone that knows the Beachbody business. It just has to be someone that's going to hold you accountable to your goals. And I recommend having someone business-minded so they can push you in that manner. But either way, for the Fall Classic, I really want you guys to do it. Like I said, it's just fun. It's not meant to bash you down if you don't get any points. But like I said, it's meant to be a fun contest. Get involved in all of them. That's my advice to you. Get involved in everything Beachbody offers, the fun stuff, the hard stuff, the whatever. It will all push you to grow. I promise you that. So maybe reach out in Team Aloha, or like I said, or reach out in this group, but team up with someone and sign up. I think the deadline is the 30th, so you got to kind of boogie. You can look in the Coach Online office under the FAQ under Fall Classic. I know there's also a Fall Classic website, so if you just Google it, you might be able to find it. You can only have one diamond on the team, but you can also have 2 coaches or 2 emeralds. You don't have to have a diamond on your team. So definitely get registered for that. And Debbie, before you got on, I was preaching about my Super Saturday and how amazing my cup runneth over. And I was like, okay, Debbie's probably maybe busy or something, but I definitely want to hear from Debbie because Debbie just got done with her first Super Saturday with your mom, correct?
Yes. Did I do this right? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but we just lost your face.
Okay, so I'm doing this on my phone. I don't know how to do this clearly. So can you still...
Oh, we got you now. We got you. Seeing and
okay,
hearing.
you can hear me?
Oh,
awesome. I had an amazing time, and my sister was able to come with us also. So, I hadn't prepared so much of what I wanted to talk to them about, but they've seen, the experience that I've had and the experience that Sarah has had. So it was great to have the motivational speaker there and learning about, different bits of Beachbody and this and that. But it was the workout that really sold them.
Okay, so what did you do? What kind of workout did you guys have?
We did the new P90.
Okay.
And was it the Insanity after that?
Yeah, the Max, the new one. So these are both, 2 brand new workouts that a lot of the Super Saturday people got to sample, which was cool. So
yeah, it was incredible. I didn't think I was going to be able to hang with them, but we did it.
Way to represent.
I loved it. And they also had, all the 2 different Shakeology bars, which had all the different mixes to try out and these little chocolate peanut butter bites.
Nice.
Kept going back for more. So, it helped us along the way, but it felt so good to meet other people that are local and doing the same thing and, hearing their stories. So I was very inspired by the event, and my sister and mom have both decided that they want to do, my sister, I think, wants to do Insanity and the chocolate Shakeology. And my mom thinks that my dad will be very involved as well. And my sister was saying her father-in-law. So I think it was a great opportunity.
Amazing. Yeah. And this is what it's about, you guys, because it's a very non-threatening way. And I'm glad you kind of brought that up because you don't really have to have anything to say. You can just even say, I'm going to this. It's my first time. Will you come with me? All I know is it's a really, motivating, positive event. There'll be a free workout. There's no pressure. And like you said, when you get there and you hear these stories, I mean, there was a few yesterday, there wasn't a dry eye in the house for us. And, they're going to be all different. You kind of got to look around. I mean, some events like Marissa's down in Miami is 500 to 700 people. They have a band a lot of the time. And you might find one that someone's just starting it out in their apartment. I mean, Super Saturdays stem from someone just wanting to get others involved and come together as a community. So, you're going to have to see what's around you. But, what was yours like? How big was yours, Debbie?
I think they said a little over 300.
So that's a pretty big event.
Right.
And did you hear like some top coaches? Did you recognize some names of some people that were speaking?
Unfortunately I did not, but we had one of the speakers was a mother of 7,
Wow.
and also she had she was sharing her story about she had a background of being in an abusive relationship. So stemming from that, and also with having 7 children and losing her focus on health and taking care of herself. And I think she started with Beachbody last February and has lost 120 pounds or so. And the mentality that she has, it was very inspiring to see the story that she was low on the ground at that point, and this helped pick her up, and now she's there and inspiring other people, and it was wonderful to see that.
That's what it's all about, is changing lives and paying it forward. And like you said, going to these events, you get to meet your fellow coaches, and you start making friends, and you start adding to your Facebook list, and you start sharing. And now the next Super Saturday you go to, you'll meet a few more people, and you might bring a few more guests. And that's just how it kind of starts organically growing. So I think it's really awesome. I mean, when did you sign up as a coach?
That was, I believe, in July.
Okay. And you were more like discount coach. Yeah. But you recently, really recently just decided, like right before Coach Basics, right?
Right. Exactly. Mm-hmm.
So that's what it's about. It's about just getting out there, seeing what it's all about. So I think that's so awesome. Like I was just telling them before they got on, or before you guys got on, the next one will be in January. It's not posted yet. I think it'll be around the 11th because that's when it was last year. So awesomeness. I love it. So let's talk a little bit now about some of the things we saw in the group this week. And I want to leave some time for questions too. So I think we have about 10 to 15 minutes left. Okay. So we talked about expanding your network, handling objections, stepping outside of your comfort zone, and doing business presentations. So I know a lot of these may have kind of pushed you guys outside of your comfort zone, even hearing about this. And I can tell you that it is uncomfortable. Expanding your network and talking to strangers, giving business presentations, whether they're to strangers or people you know. These are all things that I would be really shocked if they didn't make you uncomfortable, because they just scared the shit out of me. So, I mean, I get it. And what I can tell you is one of those things we talked about, stepping outside of your comfort zone and just trying it. Debbie, I'm going to use you as an example again. I love that you scheduled a mock presentation. Hey, will you listen to me run through this? Will you help me so I can feel comfortable? I can tell you guys, there were so many initially that I got off the phone and I was like, oh man, I bombed that. But after every time I was like, but this is what I would do differently next time. This is what I want to say next time. This is kind of what I don't want to say. And there is a script to help you along, but again, it's just a guideline. Once you get that 5-step process down, you guys, and it's going to start feeling not even like a process or a script. Because if you notice, it's all about that step number 2, connecting with that person and asking questions. That's all this is about. So whether you're talking to someone about a challenge group, their health, their weight loss goals, or you're talking to someone that shares with you they're miserable about their job, or they want more time to spend with their family, or want more money to travel, whatever that may be, it's the same thing. You're just connecting with them about that, listening to what they want out of life, and then determining what you have to offer them, and then disconnecting yourself from the outcome and allowing them to make the decision. So that's kind of what the 5-step process is all about. It's what the business script is like. You guys will notice when you look at that, it's very similar, but use them. Same thing as use your upline coach. I helped, or my coach did the first 1 or 2 business presentations with me. I'm kind of that person that helps me to hear it. Same thing with the 5-step process. She did a few 3-way conversations with me. And then once I saw it and I saw her meet a couple objections, and, I was like, oh, I can, this, okay, I can do this. I'm comfortable. And yeah, I still stumbled, but I was comfortable in figuring it out. So if you need your coach, reach out. I mean, we're always here, and you guys know me. You can always reach out to me. I don't care if I'm your coach or not. We're all on the same team. So whatever you guys need, you just let us know. I highly recommend using your coach if you're kind of worried about these things. Schedule a mock, like Debbie said, and you do it on your family member. We can always schedule a mock in the group if anyone wants to say, hey, who wants to kind of do a mock or do some role playing or things like that. We're all about that. That's kind of what the Team Aloha group is going to be about too. It's what are we needing right now and how can we address it together? So that group, there's not really necessarily a posting guideline. It kind of flows depending on what it is we're doing and needing. So handling objections. This is another one that we all get them. We're all going to get them. And let's be real, the biggest objection you're going to get is money. But once you continue to build your belief, like go into these events and things like that, I know I used to be terrified by the money objection and it used to shut me down. And then I kept building my belief. I kept building my business. I kept furthering my health. And now when someone tells me it's expensive, I'm like, no, it's not. And I can very confidently say that. I can say to them, you're spending $4 a day for the healthiest meal around, hands down. I mean, what they're paying for, I mean, chances are if you're digging, they're buying lunch out every day, or they're buying Starbucks, or they're going out to eat 3 or 4 times a week, or they're going out for drinks, or they have a subscription to a magazine that costs the same amount of money. So it really is just about showing them the value. And from there, if they don't see it or they don't want to try it, then you just keep them on your list and you follow up with them. You never know. But I have no problems with the money objection anymore, and that's because I worked on it. And not only that, but I really placed a lot of importance in my personal development and building my belief in this product. And now I truly don't think it's expensive. Because I think that if you priced out all of the superfoods and vitamins and fruits and vegetables, you would spend a fortune. So objections is going to be a part of what you're doing. So just each time, just get a little more comfortable, a little more confident. Think about it. How can I meet that objection? Or what do I need to do to better myself to meet that objection? Spend some time in some personal development there. There's also, I believe it's in your business docs folder. If it's not, it's in the back office, but there's a meeting objection document that's pretty helpful. It goes over some of the common objections, but some of the older seasoned coaches on this team can help you guys. Your upline coach, I'm sure, can help you with it. So whether you copy and paste a conversation, you might be in the middle of a conversation feeling really good and all of a sudden they send out a stumper. Copy and paste that paragraph and send it to your coach and be like, how would you handle this? Because then again, once you kind of see that, you're going to be like, oh yeah, all right. You know, I jumped in a few on Mandy because I'm like, okay, she hasn't really asked me to help, but I'm kind of guessing that she might not know how to answer this. So whether your coach is in the conversation or if not, just send them a piece of the conversation you're having a hard time with. Stepping outside of your comfort zone. I encourage you guys to set a goal. Like Debbie, you threw it out there and said, I set this goal, I'm uncomfortable with it. I can tell you guys, whatever that is for you, whatever area that is for you, it's going to be different for each person. I stepped out of my comfort zone in a big way this week, if you guys didn't notice, and I posted that I'm hosting a webinar, which is freaking me out. I mean, technically I'm not so, I mean, Zoom is really easy. You copy and paste the link, but to like set up a Hangout that streams to your YouTube, I'm like, whoa, you know? So, and not only that, but I created a bunch of slides. I'm going to be doing this live. It's supposed to be streaming. I mean, it's a big deal. It was way outside of my comfort zone, but I also know that this will help me and it'll help my coaches. And to have a place maybe once a month where people that aren't at this point yet, because this has taken me over a year to get to this point, so I don't expect you guys to be hosting live webinars next week, although if you do, more power to you and I'll be there. But until then, it'll give you guys a place to bring people that it's not going to, duplicate a Super Saturday by any means, but it'll give you a place where more of your teammates are there. And that's Marley. More of your teammates are there. You can introduce them to a coach that's been doing it a while. They can see a lot of people interested on the same feed. So I just think it'll be a positive thing, but scary, yes. Another super scary thing is I'm going to be coordinating our next Super Saturday, and that's a big thing. I just joined the Market Council, and they were pretty unorganized, so I kind of stepped up and said, all right, I'm going to take charge of this next one. But that takes a lot of courage too, and I think it just takes starts with taking little small steps. So I really encourage you to make a goal this week, whatever that is for you, whatever level you're at, and share it with the group what that goal is that you're setting to kind of push yourself outside of your comfort zone. It might just even be opening up a little more and sharing on social media. It might be sharing your story a little bit more. It might be talking to people a little bit more. So you kind of define that. I don't want anyone defining that for you, but I'd love it if you shared it with us. I want to leave time for questions. So as far as what you guys have seen this week or anything that you saw previous to that or where you're at with your business, I want to give you guys an opportunity to talk, ask questions, anything like that.
Can you hear me still?
Yep.
Okay. I feel very behind in technology right now, but I'm just I can't figure out how to use my Mac to set this up. But anyways, that's a different topic. Like what you said before, I definitely stepped out of my comfort zone today, not today, with this past week, with sharing my story and, trying to feel it out, because I have had some people in the past turn down the what I was opening up to. So you can be sensitive about that, but I see such a huge benefit of sharing the story so people can relate and maybe pass it on to someone else who is struggling with something similar, and that would open up the opportunity for building the business. So that it's something that I know I need to continue with. I felt safer sharing it with our private group. Good. It'll, be something to venture out, like what you said, to more social media and talking to others to share the story.
That's the first step. That first step you took was great. And I think that's amazing that that's something that made you really uncomfortable and you decided to share that anyway. That's really powerful, because I know how that can feel. I mean, you guys see this person that just makes videos and posts and talks. And when I joined as a coach, I had 100 Facebook friends. It was locked down like Fort Knox. Like I wasn't a social person, like publicly social person. I was a social person, but I didn't share a lot on social media. Everything was private. And so it's been a series of little steps to get to making you. If someone would have told me I would have been making YouTube videos like a year ago, I'd been like, yeah, okay, doing what? What are you saying? And now it's just like, it's just opened my world, but it took a lot. It started with me sharing that first story in my group, I'm sure, because I was that girl that wouldn't even take my starting pictures. I told Marissa flat out, refuse, don't ask me again, stop bothering me about it. Didn't even want to see them for myself. So I understand how that can feel. What do you think, did something happen, or what do you think shifted your mind to want to share that?
I've just been so inspired by Beachbody and how healthy it has made me feel. I mean, just from all of the experiences that I've had over the past 6.5, almost 7 years of trying acupuncture and herbal remedies and so many different things that I was either getting sicker from or falling back. This is the first thing in my life that from when I was first diagnosed that has made me feel significantly better, even with a newborn baby, that I have the health and energy to keep up. So I want to help other people. And that's really what inspired me to share my story, so I can eventually impact other people who have the same struggles. Yeah,
because you know that they exist, and you know that there's people out there silently suffering. And same thing like you, I've been through everything. I've tried everything. I don't know what to do. And it's that passion you have to hold on to, because I promise you, when you share your story, you will still have haters. And that's what Tara Carr calls them, haters. She's like, oh, there's haters. And if you guys don't know Tara Carr, she's a really cute, bubbly little top 5 coach. You should check her out. But built her business in Okinawa, Japan, and would schedule calls in the middle of the night to talk to her team. So she's a bubbly little thing, but she'll say haters. You're going to have haters. And that has nothing to do with you and what you've overcome and how far you've come or your health issues. That definitely has to do with them. And a lot of them are probably feeling like they've given up on themselves or on their dreams. And it downright angers some people to see other people succeed. I mean, people very rarely go after their dreams like we're going after. People are not exposed to motivation and inspiration and positivity. People are not exposed to personal development. I know that I wasn't until I became a coach. I didn't know what it was. So I think that it's, you know, and I think I shared with you guys, when I first started this journey, I was in horrible shape, party girl, smoker. I mean, you name it. I did not take care of myself, and I was always the life of the party. So when I decided to become a health coach, I mean, I got heckled like crazy, and I got heckled from my family. And a lot of those family members have now been my challengers. Those same family members that heckled me because I stayed consistent and I just kept my head down and kept moving forward no matter what. And they saw that, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm moving forward. You say what you say what you need to say, do what you got to do, but you have to just eventually let it roll off your back, and that's through a lot of personal development, because I used to take it very personally. So awesome job. I think that's just great. I'm very glad to see you're challenging yourself and
Thank you.
Sharing your story, because I know it's scary, but like you said, you can impact so many people. So many people.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else have any questions, comments?
I can't remember if it was you or Marissa that posted about following up. Do you remember that at all?
Do you remember more specifically? Because I'm a huge fan of it.
Somebody just posted something, make sure you follow up with customers and you know, people you've talked to before, but maybe gave you an excuse for why they wouldn't purchase something or why they didn't want to get involved. I just saw it. But anyway, it made me think, and I went back today and actually looked through my list. Well, I need to make a better list, but I thought I remembered everybody, and I found a couple people that I did not. And one girl had given me the money excuse, and I messaged her today and said, listen, we have 2 more days until the 21-day fix is back on full price. You know, if you were interested, now's a great time. She ended up buying it today. So
there you go. There you go.
There's a couple more that I said, oh, I totally forgot I told this girl how it would go, and forgetting that she's not, you know, really part of my group. I told her today too, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll have to look into that. Thanks for letting me know. So the following up is definitely, it's huge.
I'm glad you brought that up. And I got to be honest with you guys, I have a master list. I have one list. I think I even shared it with you guys in the group. Some have color codes just so I know where I'm at, but I keep track of every conversation. The last date I talked to them, and I follow up with everybody, because like Jessica just shared, you never know when people are going to change their mind, or when their life is going to be different, or when they're going to come into some money, or when their mindset is in the right place. So that list is an active list no matter what. I don't care if someone flat out told you no. I've had so many people that have told me no, or even ignored me, flat out ignored me, and then for whatever reason, they saw something or the right thing I sent them clicked, and they were like, hey, I'm ready. Okay, let's do this. So I'm glad you brought that up. It's a great point. Work those master lists. So anytime you are adding people to your network or sending out a conversation, just add them to that same list so you kind of know where you're at with what's going on. And same thing with follow-up. I mean, I don't let a day go in between following up. If I'm in the 5-step process with someone, I don't let someone just stall out in the 5-step process. I make them give me a yes or a no. So, because at that point, if they're going to bring excuses to the table, I'm to the point now where I don't really take a lot of flack. I used to just let them kind of slither off, you know, but now I make them kind of own up for their, you know, excuses. If they give me the price excuse, I had a girl tell me today she eats out every day and spends $5 to $10. So again, obviously building the value and showing her, why wouldn't you want all of these things for less money than that? Instead of just focusing, I know that 140 can be crazy for some people sometimes. So definitely, you guys are doing awesome. I think you guys are all doing awesome. You're posting, you're engaging, and you're all taking steps to forward your business. So I strongly encourage you to this week get caught up, get in touch with your coach, and figure out what's next. Like I said, I would love to have you guys in the Aloha Accountability. I think it's an awesome little women's business builder group, but you might be being called in a different direction, and we're all going to build our businesses differently. So I want you to be This is not going to be, oh, you're going to hurt Heather's feelings if you're not in the Aloha accountability group. This is nothing like that. This is, you're building a business and you got to go where you're being connected to. So I can tell you, me and Marissa and Lauren have very, very different styles. So you might even want to do a group with all of us to just kind of pick up different things. I can tell you that's the way I am learning the most is I'm a YouTube junkie. So I find the coaches that I connect with the most, and I watch videos and I go on their Facebook and find the ones that, you know, your personality connects with. And just keep moving forward in that direction. So like I said, you guys kind of determine what that is and reach out to us and let us know what you want to do. Anyone else have any other questions, comments?
No.
Aha moments? Marley? I think Marley's set. Okay, Marley's done.
Marley is pretty cute.
Yeah, Marley has her moments, you know. She has that little innocent look, but she is 10 years old with diabetes, neurological issues, has had a couple seizures, so
Nice.
she's a handful. She's like Sassy Pants.
What kind of dog is she?
She's a Shih Tzu.
Oh, my favorite. Well, my second favorite now that I have a golden doodle.
Oh, those. See, I want one of those. But she is, she's always been like a special needs child. I've kind of always known something was wrong with her. I've had her since she was 8 weeks.
Oh.
And she's just kind of progressed the older she got. And she's just, she even went as far as to like, she had a neurological snap a few years back and like severed her tail, like attacked her tail. And she had to have like 8 inches amputated.
Wow.
Totally know what you're talking about.
Right now.
You know what I'm talking about too?
Uh-huh.
You should see her, like the hair is growing on her face because now her new thing is she doesn't want anyone to cover her face and she attacks the scissors. So,
Oh,
yeah.
God. Poor girl.
Yeah, poor girl. Poor her. So I won't keep you guys. Mandy, I'm going to send you a link to your email because me and Mandy are going to have a private convo. I know you guys are jealous. But so we'll have one more call, but there's only going to be 2 more posts this week. So other than that, use it to catch up on any information, post whatever questions you have, and again, post if you want to move on into the Aloha accountability group. But thank you guys all very much. Like I said, try to make it to the next Sunday call because we will go over the business docs folder, and I think you guys are going to be like, whoa, that's pretty cool, sweet. You'll have a lot of tools in your arsenal, so.
Great. Thank you.
Anything else? All right. Good night.
Look forward to catching up with everything.
All right. Yeah. Use this week as a catch-up week, and I'll be here to answer any questions. So I'll keep an eye out in the group. We'll keep it open all week. And like I said, even after this, you guys can repeat it. It's on my YouTube. So do what you got to do, but you'll always have access to it. So
Great. Thank you.
good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.